Up, everyone? What is up? Thank you for tuning in. Another episode of a Stoked Podcast. This is episode 2, technically 3, but we're gonna go 2 because first one didn't count.
Don't worry, I forgot how to count too.
So I am Javon Stokes. I am owner of Visually Stoked Media and creator, writer, artist of Heat. And to my left or right, or whatever you want to call it, my cousin Jamari Stokes, and we are so happy to have you guys. We have a great guest tonight, LaQuanda Plantt. She will be on soon. As soon as she jumps in, we'll get this party going. But before we get started, so we're going to talk real quick. We're going to talk Super Bowl predictions because it is that week. It's the week before, and we're not going to talk about it next week. So what, Jamari, are you looking for? Number one, who are you picking to win? And what are you kind of looking forward to see this year?
Well, the first thing I'm happy about is Tom Brady can't get a ring this year. So that's
a hater.
Number one. Yes. I thought we've established this. I am a number one hater. But I'm going to pick the Rams.
You're going to pick the Rams?
I'm going to pick the Rams, and I know that's not the popular pick. I think that Matthew Stafford exercises all of the questions and doubts.
Okay. I rarely get to root for the underdog because I am a Patriots fan. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. I like that. I like Joe Burrow, man. I like Joe Burrow. But you know what though? This is a Super Bowl that I honestly, not that I don't care, but I do think it's a matter of like whoever wins, I'm good. Because I like Aaron Donald, I like OBJ. I actually don't dislike Stafford. So if they won, I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm happy for them.
My overall feelings about Stafford are the same as yours. I don't dislike him. Like you.
I don't have anything against Stafford. He's never he's never been.
I'm a little more familiar. I'm a little more familiar with him than you are because he did play at UGA.
That's right. He is a UGA guy. You should be. No one that makes sense now. It makes sense for you to be rooting for.
Yeah, I mean, fine, great. It's whatever. I think that's interesting. I'm not going to be mad if Cincinnati wins.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a weird Super Bowl because normally most Super Bowls like there's like for the last 20 years that I can think of, there's been like a favorite. There's like an America's favorite and then the bad guy. Think about it. Well, because the Patriots were in 10 of them. So everyone was like, outside of the first one, everyone was like, man, screw them Patriots. I want such and such to win.
I will admit that first Patriots run, I lightweight liked the team. I never liked your quarterback, but not at one point.
This hatred you have for Tom Brady. Borders on like love, like the thin line between love and hate. Like you're on that line. Like you hate him so much. I think you actually like Tom Brady.
Are we trying to do Inception here now?
No, it's not Inception. But like you hate him so much. I think you love him.
I told you my initial reason why I didn't like him.
But I mean, I know why. Well, you're a fan. You're a Falcons fan, so I'm not.
No, that's not my initial reason.
I'm not surprised that you have PTSD when it comes to Tom.
Now you know my true reason goes way deeper than that. So I'm not even going to go there.
But I mean, I really wanted. Like, I kind of wanted. Like, well, let me take that back. I did not want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Thank you. I know you were. You were not going to.
It would have been interesting. It would have been interesting because the Chiefs in the beginning were, when they won their first chip, they were like the popular team. Everybody loved Patrick Mahomes, yada yada yada. And then like sometime over the last like 2 years, it just turned. I actually blame and I don't know this man's wife and I don't know his brother, but I do know the perception that people have about his brother and his sister, his brother and his wife, and I think that has done a lot.
Are they married yet?
I don't know.
I know it's a very silly distinction, but I think they're still.
I mean, that's a
fiancé status.
significant distinction. Saying it, speaking as a married person, like there's a big difference between being engaged and being married. But you know, whatever. That's a whole nother. That's a whole rabbit hole. I'm not gonna go down that way.
His significant other. She was pretty low key when he won.
Who?
Joe Burrow.
Dude, I didn't even know he had a significant other. Truth be told, I had no clue.
We definitely are, getting to know his personality, and he has all the tools where a guy like Collinsworth or somebody is going to be drooling all over him for the whole game. So it'll be interesting to see that.
But I could see if the Bengals win, I could totally see a scenario where his cockiness turns people. Like if he wins and they keep winning next year, let's say they're like a number 1 seed. They challenge for the number 1 seed. Because you know how sometimes when you win a Super Bowl, that confidence pushes teams. I can see a scenario where people are like, I don't like him. He's cocky. It happens all the time. All the time. It happened to the Chiefs this year.
I suppose so. I think what happened with them is they were supposed to be this invincible team. They were supposed to be this magical dynasty. Michael Wilbon continues to call them a dynasty of one, which I think is rather amusing. But
that was the worst thing they did, by the way. To every team that does it kind of annoys me because it's like, okay, guys, you won 1 Super Bowl. I'm happy for you guys. Enjoy the one. Try to get another. Just try to get another. Forget dynasty. Just try to get another Super Bowl. Don't start talking about we gonna win 5, 6, 7, 8.
They 9. Didn't start that. That
did. No,
the media.
Chris Jones and Tyreek Hill were both talking about winning 5, 6, and 7 Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes was talking about we chasing the dynasty, we chasing Jordan. Like it's the worst thing for a team to do because you're not really thinking about, oh man, let me get that next one. You're thinking about let me get the next 5. And you know how hard remember the Seahawks.
I know exactly.
The Seahawks are supposed to be a dynasty too. Remember that.
They have no one to blame but themselves. They hit the halfback dive option. They probably have another championship right now. No, I was never a favorite. I was never a favorite of them either.
Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll never know because
we will never know because
Malcolm Butler made the best play in Super Bowl history.
Oh no!
You gotta get over.
I think we really know what the true one is.
What? What'd you say?
We know what the true play is.
No. Listen. David Tyree's play is amazing, but for Malcolm Butler to not only break on it and catch it, that's a difficult catch.
I really don't know who's a bigger homer, you or Bill Simmons for your beloved.
No, Bill Simmons. Listen, I'm a Patriots homer, but
you are such a homer.
I'm never said I wasn't.
Like, this is true. I'll give you that.
I've never said I wasn't a homer. But you got to be honest with this year. I was never talking Super Bowl.
No,
you never heard me say, "Oh, the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl." You never heard me say that.
So, what do you think is the biggest story going into the Super Bowl? Is it purely going to be just the Joe Burrow show at the media day and everything?
The biggest story going into the Super Bowl is Brian Flores. By the way, I support Brian Flores. I stand with Brian Flores. I believe everything he said. I believe every allegation that comes out that man's mouth. I believe every single one.
Look, that right there, that is a way to start Black History Month. I'll tell you what.
The thing that people aren't really paying, well, I'm not going to say they aren't paying attention to, but for me, the reason why I believe the allegations is because he's literally nuking his career.
There's nothing truly to gain. I mean, you can say, "Oh, he's going to get money," but and a guy like that works too hard to try to get to that position, and for him to do exactly what you said to. It's the first. I remember when we talked about it. The first thing out of either of our mouths was his career's over.
Yeah,
And
like
he
he
says an
knows it.
NFL coach.
He knows it, and you don't make that decision arbitrarily. Like you don't say, you know what, I'm coming for the NFL, but I hope I get this job. I hope I get this head coaching.
No, he's falling on the sword for the future.
Yeah, it's very Colin Kaepernick-esque. Like, I'm pretty sure Colin knew everything he said was going. Well, let me rephrase it.
Yeah, I think this is a little different.
No, well, it's different.
Outcome will kind of.
That's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. I mean, I think he might have been trying to do something different, but I think he knew there's a really good chance that I might never get a shot at being a starting quarterback. Now, he kept trying.
Quarterback or head coach?
No, I'm talking about Kaepernick.
Oh, yeah.
Kaepernick had to have known when.
Well, once the media started asking him about it, and then the attention turned the way it did, he pretty much had to have known, because there's a point he could have easily just said, I'm going to stop.
Yeah, he could have walked it back.
Probably would have been okay.
Yeah, he could have walked it back. He easily could have walked it back.
Yeah, because he'd been doing.
I think Flores' situation is a bit more
deliberate.
Yes, it's very deliberate. He made this decision knowing, okay, I'm not going to get a job this year. I might not get a job ever again.
At best, he can hope for a mid-tier D1 head coach.
He might get college. He might get a college job.
Which I am 100% for. Please, if it's possible, make that happen.
I mean, I'm hoping somebody gets him, gives him a position or gives him an opportunity.
Obviously, this is something I want. My thing is, I don't know if do you think anyone would even let him be on their staff?
Whose staff?
Do you think there's an NFL head coach that would be willing now to put him on staff? Not during, but once because this is what 2 to 3 year endeavor at the very least, realistically.
So I think he could get on somebody's staff. There was actually talk about maybe the Patriots would have him bring him back as a defensive coordinator. I don't think that's going to happen because he's kind of burning the bridge for that with the Patriots. I don't know if he's the fact that he posted.
You brought this up. You brought the whole idea up that he had to have probably talked with Belichick at some point.
He said he didn't.
So he did not.
He said he didn't.
Okay, yeah, then that's definitely a bridge burned.
And there's a report out that he believes that Belichick influenced the Giants to hire Dable.
Oh boy! Well, once again, and now we have multiple people coming in with their own experiences, reporters who have receipts are walking in. So this is weird.
Hugh Jackson's was big.
That was a massive one, dude. I think this is something we're going to hear about for the next 2 years at least.
The thing the problem that I have, and it's not a problem, I should say, the bigger issue to me is black coaches not getting an opportunity and the politics behind it, which Flores is fighting against. But the fact that he dropped that nuclear bomb that teams are trying to pay coaches to tank, I feel like that will eventually overshadow the black coach issue.
Unfortunately, it is because, well, the core of this, what I don't hear enough people talking about, is that the Rooney Rule that was supposed to help this problem is a failure. That's really what this is saying.
I think most people kind of knew that.
Well, it was the quiet thing that was allowing people to just go on and continue as business as usual. And now you're saying, without any case, this is a failure, and now you have to come up with something else. Of course, we know the NFL's playbook, and that is to try to get things back to business as usual as possible. Make the thing disappear. They did it with Kaepernick in their own capacity. They will work to make this and Brian Flores disappear. It may hurt their pocket on the short term, but they don't care. They just want it to get back to normal and put the focus back on the field and away from the owners.
Right. And I think that's the big issue. I don't know if I can see him being on anybody's staff, man. Because
it definitely can't happen. It definitely can't happen this year.
But
there's no way. But you're in the long run,
anybody's staff though. Like, it depends on how the. But we're thinking about the wrong thing, man. The problem is black coaches not getting an opportunity, and when they do get an opportunity, it's fleeting.
You mean the tiny leash they get? And something else that's coming into play here. It's the integrity of the game itself when you're talking about paying coaches to tank on purpose. Like, somebody is getting paid. How is that any worse than somebody walking in and saying to a referee, shave points, or walking into a player from Vegas, somebody from Vegas saying, look, I need 3 less points than the spread.
Yeah, but I like I said, to me, I don't really care about the whole tanking thing, because teams have been tanking for free for decades. So, I understand there's the integrity of the game. I get that. I totally get that. But I take issue with the fact that you have Flores, who was, by definition, a successful coach, and you fire him after, I believe they had a winning season. They had a winning
season. About 500 this year.
I think they were about 500. No, they can't be 500. So it's got to be.
He definitely had a winning run.
Well, no, you can't be 500 anymore.
That's right. He had a winning streak going into the second half of the season.
Yes, he won like 7 straight games. Like, they were like 0-7, and then he won like 7 straight games, and then he beat the Patriots. No, they weren't 0-7. They were 1-7 or something like that. And then he had 7 straight games. Right.
And considering he did that with a really unstable quarterback situation, limited personnel, injuries, all those things that went in, and still found a way to scrap in, and he did some great coaching. It's clear this man should have a job.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, I hate that you see black coaches get like a year or two, like what the Texans did, hiring, I think his name was David Colley, and then firing him after 1 season, where your star quarterback is sat. They sat their star quarterback, even though he was available to play. And I understand the legal implications and everything, but to me, it was dumb. Like, if the man hasn't been prosecuted and he's not in jail, put him on the field. If the fans boo him, let him boo, but let the man earn his, let him play.
I feel like if it had been another quarterback.
There's a certain quarterback I'm not going to talk about. I'm not gonna say his name.
The only quarterback
we all know his name
more than Tom Brady.
Huh?
The only quarterback I hate more than Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm not saying names. We're not gonna do that. But there's a certain quarterback who would have been able to play, who was able to play after a 4-game suspension. So I just think if the NFL is not going to suspend Deshaun Watson, let him play. And the they refused to do it. So the coach, who was I believe he's an older guy. This was probably his only shot to. Oh, by the way, everybody, LaQuanda is trying to get on, so she's coming. I know some people have, people have been asking about her getting in, but and feel free to put messages. We'll talk about whatever you want until she gets on. Hey,
go. There you go.
There we go. We got one. We got a hello from a fellow Stokes.
So,
but yeah, I think it's unfair. Like, and it's the same thing with. There's two positions in the NFL that you get very little slack with if you're an African American person or African American. It's coach
and quarterback.
You have to win a Super Bowl to get. You have to win a Super Bowl to get to get a longer leash. Russell Wilson has had Russell Wilson is amazing, but it's not like his team has been to the Super. He hasn't been back to the Super Bowl since that Malcolm Butler interception.
Well, he got to 2 Super Bowls and he won 1. On top of that, he's consistently been in the rankings as a higher up quarterback. He's had numbers. He's had deep playoff runs. So
this show just turned into a sports show, but that's all right.
For the moment, okay. I think we can live. It's considering who we are, it's part of our wheelhouse. Unless you really want to talk about some random obscure anime show that I'm really digging right now, and I don't think you do.
Don't really watch anime.
Yeah,
I have nothing against anime. Nothing
against your wheelhouse.
Anime. Huh?
It's just not your wheelhouse.
All right. So wait, LaQuanda is here. Let me do my excuse me. So we're gonna do the intro. This young lady is a native of Connecticut. She is a triple threat director, casting director, writer, filmmaker. That's 4 things I know. I can count people. She is the founder of LaQ Productions, LaQ Coaching. She's a life coach. She's worked on productions by Ava DuVernay, Oprah, Barry Jenkins. She is an amazing talent, Black Girl Magic, all day. And I am so happy that she has decided to grace us with her presence on the 2nd episode. Everyone, another round of applause for LaQuanda Plantt. I don't have music to play you in, so.
What would you want to be used as played? And if money were no
object, I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask people what they want to be played into. Like I'm going to do it. What's going on? Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. I apologize, guys. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for having me.
Now you're in Atlanta, so I know Atlanta traffic.
I am, and it's raining.
Yes,
it is raining, so it's worse. And my son did his best to get me here. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to jump on. I'm just going to jump on from the car. And then I tried to get on my phone and it was like, womp womp. And I was like, oh no, I can't get on.
I appreciate Restream and everything it's capable of, but for some reason it don't really want to work with cell phones, but that's okay.
Yeah, it was like something with the browser. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I was trying to get the laptop out in the car. I was trying to figure it out, guys. So I'm just glad to be here. Thank you so much for
being on.
No problem.
How are you?
I'm great. I've had some water, so I'm calm down because I was running. I was like, I gotta get to my computer. So I'm breathing regular now. Like everything is good. Everything is good. Congratulations on your new podcast and it being your second episode. That's pretty dope.
Thank you. You know what? I'm gonna say something really silly before we get going. I never did this before until I started doing Comic-Con. Like I never did it before. Like I think about it now, like when I'm doing Comic-Cons and people come up and they're like, "Oh man, your artwork is great and I love it," and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, the first time I did it, I was like, "What am I doing?"
But no, sometimes I do it.
So super pretentious.
No, it's not. It's
It's only
not. It's more,
pretentious
to
if
me,
it's
I see it like
insincere.
right, right. If you're insincere, I think it's really polite, honestly.
It's like I felt like one of those like artists that I've been like, "What are you doing? Just say thank you." But anyway, let's get
Look, in
into it.
COVID, we be trying not to talk as much, so
Yeah.
this
I
works.
know, just
Like, you know.
talking
Hand
forever.
gesture.
I'll
Yeah,
do that.
if you're somebody who works big on hand gestures and movement, you're probably at home.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
So
so
what did
let's
I
get
miss?
into it. We were talking sports. Oh, that's right. You're a Patriots
Okay.
fan.
I was, yeah.
Considering
Whoa, whoa!
Ooh.
I'm
Do
kidding. I'm kidding.
tell.
I'm kidding.
Do
I'm kidding.
tell.
You know what?
I was gonna tell Chad, hey, yeah, cut that, man.
Cancel her out. But you know what? I don't want to say that I'm not a fan. I just haven't really been actively watching. And I think it could
Okay,
have to do with my schedule too.
okay.
But it also could be because I'm in my feelings. It could be a few things.
I know a
But
lot of
we had a
people are.
pretty
I know a
decent
lot of people are.
season this year. We did have a pretty decent season this year. So hopefully, we'll get back to what we were for the longest time,
We'll
the
be all
dynasty
right.
that we
We'll be all
were,
right.
but
We were actually talking about the Brian Flores situation, but we're gonna get to that. It's about you right
oh,
now. It's
okay.
about you.
Okay. Okay.
Let's now for the people that don't know,
Mhm.
you are a casting director,
I am.
director,
Yes.
writer.
Well, I am, but I don't say that I am. Like I've written, but I'm not. Okay, so basically what I am, what I get paid to do. I'm a casting
Okay.
producer, a life coach. That's what I do. Those are my jobs. I have wrote previously. I have been commissioned to write previously, but my experience here, it just wasn't something I wanted to pursue full time. People want you to write for free, and it's just too
Oh
much that
no.
goes into
No, no,
that
no.
People
to
want you
do
to do everything for
right.
free.
Everything
People
If
want you
for
to
it's a
do
free.
creative
everything for free.
community, people are asking for handouts day and night.
It's so unfortunate. Like it's not a job. Like it really is a job. You really are paying for like expertise. Like I get so many emails of people just asking me so many questions, and you want to answer, but when you answer one, then they ask another, and it's like, dude, like this is a consultation at this point. But I've been casting since 2009. So
Okay.
LQ casting been around for almost 13 years. I've been blessed to work on some amazing projects. I'm doing so, and as a casting director, I started producing. Um,
Okay.
I mean, that just naturally happened. I wanted to. You mentioned earlier, I'm from Connecticut. I'm from Hartford, and I always wanted to work in film in some capacity. By the time I was a senior in high school, but in Connecticut and Hartford, you don't really grow up with filmmakers, so you really don't know the route that it takes to get to that, right? So I just had
How
a
did you get
dream.
there?
That was going to be my,
How'd you
my
get that?
How did I
question.
get
How'd you
there?
get that one?
I had a dream. It's Black History Month. I had a dream. um, I started off at Clark Atlanta University. My major was mass media arts with a concentration in TV, radio, film. Unfortunately, I was only there for a year, and so I left school because I couldn't afford it. And after I had my first son, honestly, I think when he was around 3 years old, I learned that, oh, you're independent now. You can get more money to go back to school. So I did
Work
that,
the
and then I
system.
went back to the Art Institute of Atlanta, and video production. It was my major at the time. This was early 2000s. At the time, Atlanta was a new city. It wasn't what it was now with film, and it was just technical for me. Like I wanted to direct, and it was technical for me, and so I was like, I don't want to do this. And so I started writing, and randomly I cast a short film for a school project, and that's how I got into casting. And I was like, I
Okay.
like this. And when I finished school, I interned with a talent agent, which led to an internship with a casting director. And a year later, I had my own casting company. So that's how that happened.
God is
That's how
good.
that
God is
happened.
good.
Yeah, and people say you need to move to LA, and I really wanted to just be a big fish in a small pond, but now Atlanta has grown so much. But I've been saying for years that I felt like Atlanta, the movie industry was going to be what the music industry was in the 90s. It's still a lot. We still have a lot more growing to do because Atlanta is more so a location place. I mean, like they're not making the decisions outside of Tyler Perry Studios. They film a lot here, but a lot of the decision making are still being made in LA. A lot of the checks are still being written in LA. And I think once we start getting more studio heads and studio owners here, we can be just as big as LA and New York, But
Okay.
yeah, that's how it
So,
started.
so for the layman like myself,
Mm-hmm.
what is the process for casting that you go through? Because you have your own company, so
Mm-hmm.
people hire you for that process. How does that
That's
work?
correct. So basically, my clients, they send me scripts and I read the scripts. If I'm interested in the scripts, then I'll, send the proposal of my rate. They accept it, then that's when we start working. So basically I read the script and I'll break it down. And what that means is I'll break down the characters. Sometimes they do it for me where they send me the script and send me a character breakdown. And from there, based on what I read in the script, I'll create the character breakdowns, or like I said, they may give it to me. And then I search for individuals to fill those characters. That's the short of it.
Nice.
By holding auditions, etc. Yeah.
So, what would you say to this point has been your favorite project that you've worked on?
I don't want to hurt nobody's.
No,
My
you can tell
favorite.
me your worst. You can just tell
No,
us
no,
your
no, no.
favorite.
My favorite. I have a few favorites, but my favorite would be Osiris the series, which is one of the first projects I did in like 2012. It's just such a good project. It was like we were definitely before our time as far as web series. Like a couple years ago, like this is before Insecure, so it really was a couple years ago. But I met Issa Rae,
Oh,
and she
nice.
had watched Osiris, and I was like, "What, girl?" Because this is when she still was doing like Awkward Black Girl, and that's kind of how we started our web series by watching Awkward Black Girl, and it just was a really good story, and that was actually one of the first projects I produced, and so I thought we was about to blow up with that one, but it definitely, I honestly loved that project. And so I can say that's one of my favorites. Um, yeah, we're just gonna go with that. But I've worked on some really awesome projects, and yeah, but I think because that was like one of my first, and one of the first one that I produced, and I loved it so much. Like we went to film festivals, we went to like we won at ABFF for their first web series competition. We won the first year. We
Awesome.
went to New York Television Festival. Like the creator was able to pitch at Warner Brothers, but this was before. Now everything is streaming, everything is web. It was still new then, so they kind of were trying to pick his brain, like how you really,
Right.
you really did it. So,
They
but
always
yeah.
say
So
don't be first.
what if that same series hits in 2020, 2021?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the outcome is there?
I think it'd still be dope, honestly. Like if you will watch a trailer now, I'm gonna put it in the private chat. I don't really know if we have it up. Like we used to have it on YouTube and we used to have a private site for it. He may have taken it down, but the trailer might still be up. Like it's still something that I think people would still watch today. I think the only difference is that we could do more, with our special effects now, you know do
Yes.
more drone shots, do more, do more cool things with the cameras and equipment now that we did with a guerrilla crew. Like we had maybe 12 people, if that. Like we had a very small crew. I cast it. I was helping with catering. I was doing the slate. We really was doing a lot. Everybody was doing everything, and I missed that. Especially um, working in production on bigger projects. You don't see that love and camaraderie on these really big projects. You're just doing, getting it done and moving really fast and everything like that.
So this sounds like this was clearly a work of passion for you and everyone involved.
Oh yeah, we love this project. It was really like to this day. I mean, sheesh, we did that project 2011, 2012, and I'm still like, oh my god, it's so great. Like no, I really, 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 and the team that I worked with, like it was me and three other guys, and Donnie, Rodney, and Red, and they was friends since college. And we were, we all went to the festivals together. Like, we really was one team, and I think that's also the best experience I had too, working with a team of individuals. But I have worked with some really awesome producers and directors. Like, I've worked with Christopher Nolan for 10 films, and not the
wow.
Batman, not Batman, Christopher Nolan, the black one. He's in Chicago, and so we actually had 2 Christmas movies that premiered on BET and BET Plus this season. But we've done 10 films together, so I'm very grateful for that relationship, because he found me on like Twitter or Instagram or something like that.
Is
Nice.
there a passion project that you have in the back of your head, or a person that you would, if the money were no object, you could go and work with them?
Oh my God, of course. It's so many people though. Like, if I could work with any director, it would be Martin Scorsese. If I could work
Really?
with any actor, oh my God. I think I'm Black Italian. Like, I just swear I'm a gangster. Okay. I swear I'm with the mob, and Godfather's my favorite movie, even though he didn't do that, but that gives you an idea. Like, I
All
love
time?
all of his movies.
Okay.
Yeah,
All time?
all time. Like,
Godfather
I
is an
had top
amazing
3.
movie.
Yeah.
I was perfectly
1 and
honest
2,
with you.
1 and 2, 3
Oh,
is
no.
just okay, but 1 and 2.
No.
I'm gonna be honest. I've seen half of Godfather.
First of all, okay, so I have. Like,
it's not that I didn't like it. It's not that I didn't like it.
No, I'm gonna tell you how serious it is, because I own the DVD set. Well, I don't even watch DVDs anymore, but I own the DVD set, and I still would watch it every single time that it comes on television with commercials. And that is love, because that is a long movie.
That is love. That is love.
Yeah.
I was watching it. I was watching it, and I'm like, I was enjoying it, but I feel like something happened. And I was like, all right, I gotta go do something. Life. All right, I gotta go do it.
And you never went back to it.
I never went back to it.
Cinematically, for the time, just a masterpiece. Like, it was just done so beautifully, and the story is just amazing. The cast is amazing. Like, it's such a good film. But nowadays, I mean, like, that's dream list. But it's so many talented people. Like, I would love to work with Ava again. I would love to work with Denzel. I would love to work with Robert De Niro. Like, it's so many people, so many new talented directors and actors that I would love to work with. But I think growing up, in the time that I grew up, in the movies that I enjoyed watching, the Goodfellas, the Casino, you know what I'm saying?
Really,
like,
you really Black.
You are definitely.
Oh yeah, I even love Gangs of New York. Like, that was just a really good movie. Like The Departed. Like, I just love. Yeah, I love Scorsese.
Oh, I do love that
film.
that
I
movie.
can't think of any movie he's done that I didn't like. What were you going to say, Jamari?
I was going to say I love that movie, mainly though because it is an exercise in acting where you just have one person who is completely chewing up the scenery the whole time he's on screen.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm trying to think which of those mob movies I like the most.
Mm-hmm.
Probably The Departed.
It's a good movie.
I've always have you ever seen the original, the movie that The Departed is based on?
It's Paul
Newman in that one.
No, Infernal Affairs. It's a Japanese.
Yeah. I've heard of it. I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
It's almost like a shot-for-shot remake.
Oh wow!
I'm trying to think. I know I liked Casino when I saw it. I actually just saw that maybe a couple months ago.
What about
Not
Goodfellas?
for the first time.
Goodfellas, you can always throw that on. That
I've seen it, but I don't remember much of it.
Oh
man,
right,
I gotta go, guys. No,
you number one.
Oh, wow.
Listen. Number one, my favorite movies obviously superhero, but my favorite movies are always like thrillers. So I love Seven, and I like movies where I'm not quite sure where the story is going.
Right.
Until we get there, and then I'm shocked. I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming at all. Because if
See, and the
it's
thing
like,
with thrillers, I get scared, even though it's not scary, but I still get scared because I feel like, you know what, people are already crazy, so I don't know if this could really happen to me in real life. So I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'm always afraid. I'm like, oh, you know, I'm
see,
divorced, so ain't
I'm
nobody
gonna,
here to protect me.
And, well, let me ask you this question then: is there a genre that you have yet to work in that you would like to, or have you hit
So
everything and you no
many.
problem?
No, I haven't hit everything because I'm still in like the independent realm, and a lot of things like I know after we finished Osiris, that was kind of like sci-fi-ish. Um, the budgets, as far as like indies, I do a lot of drama and comedies, but I really would love to do animation. Honestly, I always wanted to cast voiceover. So I would
okay.
love to jump into the animation world,
I
honestly.
mean, when I get that Heat comic book cartoon, you know who I'm calling. You know,
Yes, call me. I would love to
no
do
joke,
that. I would
no
really
joke.
love to do that. Well, and I think being a mom too, and I have two boys, so I also had to like the action movies, and I took them to all the action movie, like, so they got me into, I don't know if you Marvel or DC. Wait, hold on, you're a Marvel person. So basically, they want to go, we're going. So that became a thing. And then once I
That's
took
all
them, I
right.
think, to see Iron Man, which
Oh,
was
okay.
the first one we seen, I had to go back and watch Captain America and go back and watch, just so I can know who all the Avengers were. So then now I'm a Marvel fan, but I
There
grew
you
up
go.
watching Batman. Like Michael Keaton was
Okay.
the first one. Like I loved Batman and stuff. But I'm not like, I haven't watched like a lot of DC movies. I mean, I've seen Wonder Woman, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? I was liking what movie? Transformers, boy stuff, whatever boys wanted to watch. I took them because that was our thing. We did the movies like every week,
Right.
or so whatever they wanted to see, that's what we did. So
you've got two boys. Oh, I was just about
Black
to get there. Yes,
Oh,
I was just about to get there. But
Black
we'll,
Lightning.
we'll get there. So you got two boys. One of them with a very great name. Is it
Javon,
Javon?
right?
Is
It's
it
Javon.
is it Javon? Okay.
It is.
It's a
It
great name.
is.
I could.
oh God, his head will be blown up forever now.
Man, you don't
But
have
you
to
know
do
what
much
though? I
to
will tell
blow up
you
my
a
head.
story. It actually came from and it's so, I don't know how I feel about this. Hopefully he's not watching it. But I actually met a guy in college that I was friends with. His name was Javon. I had never heard of it, but I love the name. I love the name. And so when I was trying to choose names, like me and his father was on two different pages. I think his father was talking about Herbert or some crazy shit, like crazy stuff like that. But so like
I've got a
citizenship.
Herbert friend, so I can't. I shouldn't make
Well,
that
I'm
face.
just
I have a
saying.
friend named Herbert.
Well, I didn't feel like 2001 you should be naming your kid Herbert. That was a very mature name. So no disrespect to the Herberts, but I didn't want to name my son Herbert. And so that was a name we both agreed on. And so his name is spelled J apostrophe VON, but
Right.
people still call him Javon though.
Listen, I get Javen. I get
No, you
Javin.
don't. No,
I
you
do.
don't.
I promise you. I will tell you what the worst one, and when I say worst, I don't mean, but the worst one. I went to Quirk.
No,
Quirk Middle.
I went to
I did.
Quirk. I went to Quirk
All right.
Middle.
What year? Wait, hold on. What year were you from Hartford High though?
97, class of 97.
Okay, so you were 2 years before me.
Okay.
I was 99.
97.
Oh my
Okay.
God. So we were there at the same time. That's crazy.
I remember seeing you because
Really?
I do. I do.
That is crazy.
Because I had a bunch of upperclassmen friends, so
Yeah.
But
Wow.
so I
That's
went to
what's
Quirk,
up.
and
Mhm.
Hartford High and Quirk are predominantly Hispanic. So
Right.
I'll never forget. I was waiting in line, and they were calling names, and the guys went Havon.
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 I've definitely got some creative ones on
And
my name
I
too.
was just sitting there
What
like
did
I was
you
looking
get,
around like,
Jeremy?
is he talking to me? And he said it
Let's
like
see.
3 times. I was like, do you mean
He was.
Javon?
That's like that Key and Pal skit. A Ron.
Hey, Ron. Oh man.
And he got
Be
like
nice.
offended that
Be
I
nice.
like corrected him. Yeah. I was just like, all right. So I actually have a friend
my goodness.
name's Jeffrey. So
Mhm.
I told him that story, and so he calls me Havon all the time, but I call him Heffrey.
Happy, yeah.
Yeah,
That would
Heffrey.
make sense.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Jamari, what kind
So
of names did you get?
Let's see. I definitely remember in 7th or 8th grade having someone call me up to the office for checkout, and it was Jumanji.
No,
how?
I've gotten
people are
There's no
Jamiroquai.
disrespectful.
TJ. There's no
That's
The,
TJ.
that's
the,
just
the, one, the
disrespectful.
worst, the worst and most common. Somehow somebody got Jeremiah out of my name. That happened too many times. Jamari.
Okay,
Jam,
that one I can see.
that one more so.
Yeah.
I've gotten Jamal, which is my brother's name, and I've gotten some form. Somebody's put V's in my name and all
I
kinds
love
of
when
other
people throw
things.
different
And
letters in your name that don't go. Because, my name's LaQuanda. So, of course, I get LaQuita, LaQuinta, LaQuandra, Well, they just want to say whatever name feel like they come out their mouth. And it's so, Jamari, where are you from? Are you from Connecticut too?
no, I'm actually.
He's
I
out by
grew up
your
here
way.
in Atlanta. I grew up here in the
Oh,
suburb.
okay.
So I was here in the area that I currently live in. When I was growing up, the demographics were different, so people did not know how to deal with my name.
Mm.
And
But see, I had the opposite effect growing up in Connecticut. Like, people liked my name. It was different. I had never heard of that name before, but then I moved to Georgia. Then I hated my name because
I'm
everybody was
not
in love
surprised. This is the
somebody.
South, and
Yeah,
I
but
would get
well,
some.
see, but my grandmother named me, and she was from Alabama, so that's where
Okay.
that came from. But I go by LQ.
So I'm gonna get. So as I was going in, you got two sons.
Mm-hmm.
How do you? And somebody asked me this question, so I ask everybody this question now.
Okay.
How do you balance, being a mother and being an entrepreneur, uh, running your own business? So how do you balance it?
That's an amazing question. I think at first I didn't. I felt like it wasn't my kids' dream. It was mine and I needed to take care of them. So I actually waited tables. While I was in school, I still worked in restaurants. I still served. I stopped serving tables maybe 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Like, yeah, because I still felt that if it was just me, okay, I'll live in a cardboard box outside, but I still got to take care of these kids.
Right.
Now I have a little bit more flexibility because they're 16 and 20 now. But when they were babies, I just refused to kind of like make them sacrifice. But I also had a really good support system. Even when me and their dad split up, they were boys, so he took them for a little bit so I could kind of figure out LQ and figure out how to do and honestly, I didn't have a blueprint either. I didn't really know how to be an entrepreneur. It's the thing now, everybody's entrepreneurs, but I didn't have any family members that had their own businesses. I definitely didn't have anybody that worked in casting. So it was definitely just trial and error, but I made sure to at least keep an income coming in because in the beginning, I wasn't getting any income and barely any income. When I did get income, I dealt with people that didn't pay when they were supposed to pay. You have the horror stories, but
Yeah.
or they
Yeah.
want to pay you the bare minimum, and it's like if you mentally think how long it would take me to do this. Let's say I'm casting your project. Let's do a roundabout that it will take 6 weeks. And you take that number, let me throw a number out, $1,500, and divide that by 6 weeks. At first, I didn't think about that. It wasn't until after I started working and working and was like,
Right.
I'm not really getting compensated for my
Right.
time,
Yeah.
And so it's also, especially as a creative, like you just want to be creative, but you don't really have the business sense.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't have the business sense, and that came with time. Like this year, I'm 13 years in, so now I have the business sense. And a couple of years ago, then I started surrounding myself around people that I can watch and look and learn from. I was like, okay, this makes sense. I need to do this for myself. I need to be an advocate for myself. I need to start saying no
That's the
to some
hardest thing.
projects.
That is the
Yeah.
hardest thing to do, especially when
Yeah.
you are just getting in. because it's funny you were talking about knowing your worth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I know for me, when I was, before it was Visually Stoked, it was, I don't know, it was like Javon Stokes Studios or whatever. I had like 3 or 4 names, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would, people would be like, hey, can you do a logo for me? And, at that point, you're just trying to do stuff and you're just trying to make money.
Yeah.
So I would be like, yeah, I'll do it for like $150.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would give you, you would do like 20 different versions of the logo.
Oh yeah, because it's always the worst
my
one.
gosh.
The ones you give the discount to, the cheap rate to, they the ones that work you the most. And I learned that maybe 6 or 7 years ago, when someone really was like, no, I'm going to pay you your rate. I'm going to pay you what you're worth. And I was like, oh, and never went back from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to demand. Now, I definitely agree. Like, my first year, I worked for almost nothing because I wanted to build a reputation for myself. But I did that. And once I did that, I had to be secure with myself, secure with my work, and demand more, even if it was no. A friend of mine who's a composer told me that years ago too. He started saying no, and it was a struggle for a couple months, but then bigger opportunities came, So, no.
Listen, no is a powerful thing, man. You're so right, because once you start saying, and once again, this was hard for me because I'm an artist too.
Yeah.
I had someone call me, and I use this story all the time. And by the way, I love the person who this story involves, and I'm not going to put their name out there, and there's no hard feelings. But I remember they called me up and they were like, I want to do a children's book. I'm like, okay. And they're like, well, how much do you charge? And I told her how much it costs. And, if you're talking, let's just call it a 20-page book.
You had to put that out there that I asked you to do a children's book.
I mean, you didn't have to out yourself.
It was you.
It wasn't Jamari. No, it wasn't. I said her. But once you get,
so funny.
once you get through like how much it costs, I remember them going, "Oh, okay, let me get back to you." Never heard from them again on the subject.
It blows my mind how people don't value your work. Like,
a
lot of people look at it as
goes into being a creative and what.
Yeah, a lot of people look at it as
time, effort, and I remember watching a time-elapse video where someone shows, here's what it looks like when you're putting a timetable and a crunch on work, and they show the different times where they have 8 hours to work on a picture and 5 minutes and 2 hours. So you're seeing the different quality of work side by side. And it's showing you when you have time to do the best possible work. So, and it shows you, okay, you're paying for my time as well as my talent and my skill.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm starting out on this. You guys have way more experience than I do. And the best, you've used it, Jamal has used it, building this plane while flying it, Javon.
That's entrepreneurship. Like, I'm sure LaQuanda can vouch for me, because I'm with you. I have a family, so if it were just me, I've said this to my wife before, I would I'd be doing Visually Stoked and just doing that. But I got a family, so I got my side hustle. I mean, it's my side
you have
hustle
to.
at this point, and you gotta, I got a full-time job, so but you work to get there. I want to bring it back to some of your projects, since so you worked on Black Lightning.
I did,
which I loved that show, by the way. I didn't get to finish the last season, but
why not? It's still on Netflix.
It was one of those things where you DVR the show to go back and watch it, but as the time goes on, they keep recording, but you're not watching enough, so that by the time you get to sit down, it's like 18 episodes, or 18 to 20
so
episodes.
let me tell you about Black Lightning. So really quickly before I get into that. So in 2016, I decided to go back to college and get my bachelor's. And because the first time I was in school, I only got my associate's. So when I decided to go back to college in 2016, I finished in 2018. I decided to go and be a PA, a production assistant. And I was like, why are you doing that? But I, as a producer and a director, even as a casting director, I wanted to learn how studios were doing it. I worked in independent film, and I wanted to learn how studios did it. So Black Lightning is one of the projects that I worked on in production. So I didn't cast it or anything, but I worked in the production office on Black Lightning on season 3, and then I came back season 4. I think I was their secretary, the production secretary. But I loved the show pre-COVID because I was interacting with the creators, interacting with the writers. Like, it was such an awesome experience. I got to meet the director. Like, I met some really awesome people, and they were, people of color, and offering to shadow you, offering to give you opportunities. And
That's
I had
awesome.
never seen the show before I started working there. And so I
Okay.
started season 3, but that's what I do anyways. Like, I'm on the Miss Pat show right now, and so I had to go back and watch the show. And so I literally binge watched seasons 1, 2, and
Wow.
then and then 3 came out. So I watched 3, and then of course when 4 came out, I watched 4. It's an amazing show. I'm sad that it ended, but I
Yeah.
definitely was like, that was
Yeah.
on the list. Like, okay, I want to direct this show, like, but it was a
Okay.
really cool show, and it was really cool to see it come together and see the sets, and so
Now they were filmed in Atlanta, right?
yep,
Okay.
it's a studio indicator off of close to like Lithonia.
Oh, okay. All right. I got
Yeah.
family out there. I got family out
I
there.
drive
Yeah.
in the area every day.
What? All right. So this is. I don't know if this is a fun question for you or not. This might be a little
Okay.
stressful, but what is your favorite celebrity experience? Like the biggest celebrity that you met that you enjoyed the experience so much. I'm not gonna ask you your worst because I'm not gonna ask you to put people out there. But what
I
was your
know. Let me. Oh my goodness. My best celebrity experience. I don't know.
okay? What was your favorite celebrity to work with?
To work with Hosea Chanchez, because he's like my
Okay,
bestie now on from the game. Um,
all right.
I just wrapped the game before Miss Pat, and I don't even know how that happened. Honestly, I think I helped him order pizza for the like the crew one time, and I was like, "Are we related?" Like, and we just was like BFFs. Like, he's a really nice, sweet, genuine person. I really enjoyed working with him and helping him because I became like the food truck queen. Like, every weekend, like, he just wanted to like make everybody happy. So I was like just ordering cookie trucks and ordering all types of goodies, and he just wanted to please people. And he gave me a really nice present for my
Oh,
birthday. But I have worked with some amazing people. Um, oh God, when you ask, see, God send me this stuff in advance. I gotta think about it. But no,
no, I gotta get you. I gotta
I
get the.
really
Gotta
get
get
you
you
on
in the
the
moment.
spot, right? But it's so funny because it's like when you work on so many projects, sometimes it just like come together, and then when it's over, you're like, oh man, this was my favorite. This is what happened. But no, and what's so funny, I should know this because I feel like somebody else asked me this, and I couldn't think of anything. But I had some really cool experiences. Like, I worked on Stepped Up, and I got a chance to meet Neo and see him work, and like, he's one of my favorite artists. Um, um, I didn't like meet her. Oh, y'all quick, yep. And so that was a really cool experience. I didn't work on Shazam, but I was working on something else that was filming in the same studio, and I got to meet Lucy Liu, and it was so funny because I was walking with my coordinator, and
Oh,
we
okay.
saw her, and he gasped, and he was like, "Did I gasp like a woman?" I was like, "You did," and I was like, "Oh my God, it's Lucy
My
Liu,"
stars.
and she was like, "Hi," and like, but she was so cute and petite, and she, oh, look at Surrey talking. Be quiet, Surrey.
And so I have my
Sorry,
Google, whatever the Google thing is over there, always talking
she just
during. I don't
started
know why.
talking.
I'm not
Right.
saying anything.
I didn't say anything to her, but I can't think of. But the flip side of that is that I can't think of a bad experience with an
That's
actor.
good
I
though.
feel like
Good.
I feel like most of the people I worked with was really cool people. Like I haven't had that horror story quite yet.
I feel like it's a political answer, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm not gonna make you do it.
I'm sorry.
I'm not
I
No,
gonna.
there's gonna be,
haven't.
maybe
No,
the
that's a great
memoir will come
answer.
out in another 30
That's a
years.
great
Yeah. I mean,
answer.
other people have experienced, but I just didn't have that experience with certain people. But I've
Right.
heard horror stories and even on the same set, but I did not
Okay.
experience that. But no, I feel like I've had the opportunity to really meet some really cool people and just blessed to be a part of the projects I've been a part of and blessed to have the opportunities that I've had to work with some of these people.
So let's talk about Stockholm.
Okay.
I do my research, and
I love this.
you were director on it. Was it fully directed by you, or was it co-directed? What was it?
No, it's fully directed by me. Hmm.
I was searching for it to try and watch it, and I where is it on streaming service?
No, not yet. And I can send it to you. It's actually on Vimeo and it's password protected. And the reason why is I think at the time after I finished it, I was submitting it to festivals. And with film festivals, you're really not allowed to let it be public. And then I
I
just
have a
never
friend who had
took
the
it
same
private.
thing. Yeah, I had the friend who did the same thing. Like she did a short film, and she was like, "Yeah, I want to show you guys, but I can't because I'm trying to put it in a film festival." And it's really weird that a film festival doesn't want you to show people your film.
Yeah, they
Prior.
want to. It's weird, depending on the festival. They want it to be like a premiere at their festival. So it's like then you got to pick and choose which festivals you put it in, but it can't be public. And it did get into Martha's Vineyard Film Festival, which was
Okay.
a pretty cool one, and they streamed it. So,
Okay.
but you know what? Just because you asked me, I'm gonna unlock it and I'll post it.
Because I was searching for it. I was like, "Oh, she directed." Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
locked.
find
It's
it.
locked. And then COVID happened because I wanted to go to film markets because now they're streaming services like Amazon and other places they stream short films. So I kind of wanted to try to get it on a network. So I wasn't really going to put it out there, but because I would do that today.
Okay,
I'll unlock
I'm
it and
looking
I'll
forward
I'll
to
post
that.
it.
Myself, yeah.
I'll post it
I'm
on my
always looking.
Facebook.
I'm always looking. I got a
Yeah, I'll
friend of
put it
mine
on my
who was
Facebook.
able to get his thing on. You might know Michael Cook.
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he's from the Atlanta area.
Hmm.
He's done short films. He's done a few things.
Maybe by face, I might know by
Yeah, he
face,
did
but I
what
don't
is
think
it
I've had the
called?
pleasure.
His short film was called Across the Tracks, I believe.
Okay,
I believe it's on Amazon. It was a beautiful film.
I haven't
Anywho,
seen it
that's
yet. Oh,
it's not
awesome!
about
I'll
that.
have to check it out.
He's gonna be on the
Congratulations
show.
to him.
He's gonna be on the show. He
Oh,
did say
good.
he was gonna be doing it. But this is about you. So, what do you have coming up? What projects are you working on now or coming up in the future?
What can you talk about?
So,
Well, yeah, what can you talk about that you haven't signed any NDAs about?
no, I haven't honestly. I directed a pilot, an indie pilot, maybe, and I can't talk about it because I feel like they're trying to shop it now, and that was pretty
Okay.
cool. But I'm going to shoot again this year. Right now I'm just, looking for the right script or trying to figure out if I'm going to write it myself. But I was going to do another short, and then my mentor Chris was like, "No, just do a feature. You already did 2 shorts. Just do a feature." So that is the goal this year is to direct my first feature film.
Okay.
What it is yet, I don't know because I'm
We
trying
gotta
to
talk
figure
because I'm dying. No, seriously, I'm dying to write something to be shot.
really.
Yeah. I've got
What was that,
ideas.
Jamari? Jamari made a face.
No, I may because Well,
Jamari knows that.
It's not that was not a negative thing at all. It was more of I know.
Jamari knows how many.
I didn't feel it was negative, but I felt it was a fake. So I just kind of wanted to know what it was.
It was like a whole 2-hour conversation in one expression.
Yeah, we've had that conversation. We've had conversations. Jamari's a writer. He's very good.
Both, yeah, exactly.
I've been trying to encourage him to do more and to get out there, because and I understand, like, being a creative person is really, because the way the best way to put it for me, and I believe I got this from somebody else, so if I did, I'm sorry. I'm not stealing. I just don't remember who I got it from.
They'll be okay. What were you going
to say? Like, being a creative person is basically putting your heart out there every single time for people to criticize.
Yeah.
Now they can enjoy it, but you're going to get critiqued.
Of course.
And
that's why I had told I was talking to one of the writers and executive producers on the game, and I was like, y'all don't have any non-writing producers? Because for me, writing, I don't want to hear no. Like, once I write it, here you go. I don't want to have to go and do it over. I don't want to revise it. Like, this is it. This is dope. This is great. So that's really why. Tough. And then I feel like it's also, for me too, like, I'm the type of writer that I have to lock myself away and fully commit to just doing it. And that was really hard for me. Like, when I did write the script, I did it like late at night when the boys were sleeping, and it just was overwhelming. You know how sometimes it's just like you got to be all or nothing. Like, I'm that person. It's like all or nothing, and it's like, if I can't dedicate the time to do it, then I don't want to do it. And writing was that for me. Like, I would be one of those writers that would have to, like, check themselves in somewhere by themselves and just have at it with no interruptions, no phone, no nothing.
So I'm the opposite though. Like, my wife talks to me about it all the time. If I'm drawing, like if I'm at my drawing table, I might have the TV on. I might be playing a song. I might be like on my computer at the same time.
Drawing is like more chill and like you just free though. No, writing is not like that at all.
When I'm writing,
there's a lot of like references. Dealing with perspective. Like, I don't just for the people who don't know, when I do comic book pages, just very quickly, every panel that in the comic book page, I have to, like, it's like being a cinematographer. You got to figure out the shot. You got to figure out where the horizon line is. Oh, thank you.
Dope.
I made a note to stop acknowledging when Chad puts up images, but whatever. Chad's doing a great job, so I'm gonna
He's doing an awesome job. Hi, Chad, whoever that is.
My producer.
Oh, nice.
Everything has to be kind of pre-thought out, and sometimes it takes, like, even the cover that he just showed. That's a picture of me. Like, that's me taking a picture, making that pose. I'll show it one day just so people could get a. Actually, I'll tell you when I took that picture. I took the
Which
picture.
One did he? The last one that he showed.
The last one. The last one. The last one. That one. That picture was taken the day I took my engagement photos.
Oh wow!
Was it the engagement photos? I know it was right after. Like, I had my wife Tanika.
It looks like the Samuel L. Jackson character on The Incredibles almost.
Everybody's like, did you just everybody's like, oh, so you just made yourself a superhero. I'm like, no, it's just a black man. We all look alike. It's okay. Yeah. But so back to your boys. How do they feel about your career? Like, what's their impression?
I've got very supportive kids, and it's very interesting because now my son is working with me and on set. He's a set PA now, and he majors music, at Jackson State, because he's been in the band. He played in the band, and like recently, he's thinking about changing his major to film, and my heart dropped. Like, oh my god, no.
Oh.
My youngest son, like, he has his whole gaming system or whatever, and he edits a lot of like little anime videos or whatever. So it would be cool, I have LQ Productions. If it could be a family business, that would be really cool. One can do posts and one can be on set and stuff. So we'll see. But I've always been very free with them as far as them choosing what they want to do. And I know when my oldest was thinking about his major, I think he wanted to do something that was more non-creative. Well, he wanted to be creative, but other people was getting in his ear. And I was like, I'm not stopping you from being a musician. If that's what you want to do, I'm going to let you do that. You don't have to listen to somebody else about how you're going to make money. That's not their concern. Like, I was all for being a creative, for all the years. My mother was like, when are you going to get a real job? You need some insurance,
My mother was an artist
some
too.
benefits.
My mother was an artist
benefits.
too, and she
Mhm.
didn't. She used to say, I kind of didn't want you to be an artist. I kind of wanted you to have like a 9 to 5. Like, she never stopped me, but she
Yeah.
admitted it like years later. Like, she encouraged.
They want you to have that
Yeah.
structure,
Yeah.
that stability. No, like, but now my mom is like, oh, I see your movie on Netflix, and my girlfriend's
Everyone's tune changes when they see the success, the back
the
end
credits.
of
Yeah.
Nobody sees the grind. They
No
when
one cares about the
nobody
grind.
cares. Nobody
They're like,
cares.
get it together, okay?
Yep.
Get it together. But now
It's
she
not
calls
like
me
a
all the
thing.
time. Oh, my friend called and what they saw your name on Netflix, and girl, I didn't know Quanda was working on such and such and such a, and I'm like, I've been doing this for almost 20 years. Wow, y'all
Yeah.
really did your research. So what's funny about Greenleaf? Greenleaf was the first show I worked on in the production office.
Really?
Yep.
How
That
did you
was one
get
of the
there?
first shows. So no, I just lied. So one of my first shows was a movie for Swirl Films. Well, because I forgot about that one. But my first PA position was a Swirl Films feature, and then I did Saints and Sinners for like a few weeks. But how I got on that is a friend of mine was like the production supervisor, and I started off day playing. For anybody who don't know what that is, it's like you're kind of like a temp. You're just covering someone else. And then whoever I was covering for was out a lot because I just started being there more and more. And I actually did not watch the show until I started working there. It's a great show. It was just, I love being on set because I love to see like how it's built. Like, to me, it's so amazing to walk through a sound stage and see something you've seen on TV and like, oh, this is just on a stage, and so I got that experience on Greenleaf, like being on a real sound stage and being able to go through it and learn so much from that. So all this stuff is learning experience for me. Like, I'm getting free education,
Awesome.
but I'm getting paid.
Which
So
probably sounds
go ahead,
like
Jamar.
an ideal situation. I do have something I wanted to ask. So seeing the industry from the side that you see it, how do you think bias plays a role when it comes to doing casting and in the production side of things? Because you seem to have had the fortune of being able to work with a lot of African American and Black actors, actresses, and creatives. So, well, what do you think? There's what kind of role does bias play for the overall industry?
Honestly, it's huge, and it's more so everything is dollars and cents. It's not really about talent. It's who's marketable. It's who's like on larger projects, who's marketable internationally. And that's where, like, a lot of films I work on, especially like the African American films, like I'll get a list of actors that, say if it's BET, that they prefer. And it's like, dang, like I kind of want to, and that's why I kind of transition a little bit more to producing and directing and wanting to create my own, because to me, like when I started casting, like the fun of having these auditions and seeing the talent and casting based on that, which is what I love about independent filmmaking, because I'm also a decision maker and I don't have to send it upstairs for somebody else to make a decision, is that they really kind of tell you who like, you can look at these people, and it takes Like, and then social media came into play. So I feel like, again, it's dollars and cents, and unfortunately, it's who someone else feels is more marketable than the next. And when it comes to our films, like, we keep showing them that we sell out theaters and we make marketable films, but it's still like pulling teeth to get the same budgets that um, a non-black film would get. So, but in regards to casting, yeah, I'm casting who they feel is marketable, and it may be. But one thing I will say, um, one of the films that I have worked with, even though they may be like primary African American, I am all about diversity within the culture. Like, I'm not casting all light skinned people. I'm not casting all like I'm like, I gotta mix it up. We gotta see all shades of melanin in here. We want to see some Latinos. Like, I just try to, and throw in some Caucasians or whoever. Like, I just want to be a really like diverse. And that's one thing I did love about Osiris. We had a very diverse cast. But the industry itself, yes, it is, unfortunately, the entertainment industry. So, who is this talking?
Chad's trying to get in. Chad's trying to get Chad.
That was great.
So let's do some fun things. We're gonna do a couple of fun things.
Okay, this is fun, but go ahead.
We're gonna do so. I love putting people on the spot.
Obviously, you've been doing this since I've been on here.
and I'm sure you've enjoyed it.
I haven't been in a hot spot yet. Okay.
And so for those that don't know, if you are watching the show for the first time, I'm in a podcast called Top 5 Live. And every week we come out and we come up with a topic, and then we all pick our top 5 of that topic, and then we debate it or argue.
Okay.
Very loudly. But I'm not going to do that with you. I'm going to try. I'm trying to turn it off.
And, hopefully, I know what the topic is. I've been in a production bubble. But go ahead.
No, so what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to come up with your top 5. Mm-hmm. And then, you tell us your top 5, and we'll give our top 5. Jamari doesn't know. I'm gonna give the topic.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Jamari doesn't even know. I'm literally coming up with the topic off the top of my head.
Got you. Okay.
So today we will do. Hold on. We're gonna do our top 5 all-time actors/actresses.
Okay. Remember, you said all time.
All time.
So I know how this usually goes. That's why I have to clarify, because I will reach back into the dredges of crazy, and we will pull somebody from the land of black and white. And you'll be like, huh?
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. So now I'm going to ask you, LaQuanda, do you need a minute?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I love the confidence.
I like it.
Ladies first.
My top 5 is I have more
in
than 5.
order.
My top 5 in order. Oh wow. Okay, well I gotta write it down. Hold on. Well, I didn't know it was in order.
It's always in order. It's got to go from 5 to 1.
To 1. Okay, it's not gonna be long, but I just need to make sure I'm doing it right.
Do you need a minute? If you need a minute, I
need a second.
Okay,
go ahead,
Jamari, are you ready?
Absolutely not. I'm thinking about it for a second. I'm kind of thinking where I'm going to put it.
Mine is not going to be long. Yeah, it's not going to be long. I just need to just visually see it. So just give me a second. So, it's not going to be that long.
All right,
because I know who it is.
I'll give you guys a minute. I'm off the dome. I'm gonna go off.
You're going off the top.
Yeah,
this is all-time actors.
And yours is in order.
Mine's is in order. I'm gonna try and do this off the top of my head. So number 5, all time. Black, white, whatever. Number 5, I'm going to go Robert De Niro. Not Robert De Niro, excuse me, Al Pacino. Chad, track this and document this. So number 5, Al Pacino. Number 4. Off the top of my head. Number 4.
I feel like you need to play some music, and I feel like
I know.
all
I'm
need
trying.
to think about it.
Number 4. I'm gonna go Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
Number 3.
Strictly men on this?
No, actors and actresses.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go Meryl Streep. Number 3. Number 2. Damn, 2 is hard because I know my number 1. Number 2. Oh, Sidney Poitier.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. Number 2. And number 1 is he's the best actor I've ever seen. I don't care. Denzel, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's off the top of my head. That was hard. And I'm sure I've missed like 5. I'm sure I've missed some people.
Okay. What's funny is that you have a few of mine. I'm just trying to put them in order.
Fine.
Yeah,
ready?
but
Do you ready?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. No, I'm ready. I'll just put them in order.
Let's go.
Okay. 4, 3, 2. Okay, my 5 is Meryl Streep.
Okay.
My 4 is Al Pacino. My 3 is Robert De Niro.
Okay.
My 2 is Audrey Hepburn. And my 1 is Denzel.
That's a good list. It's a good list. I forgot about Audrey Hepburn. I totally forgot.
I love Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's one of my favorite movies. So my top 3 for a very long time movies was Godfather was number 1, Breakfast at Tiffany's was number 2, and Man on Fire was number 3 for a very long time.
See, I was gonna do top 5 movies, but we just did top 5 movies like 2 weeks
ago. But
ago.
Breakfast at Tiffany's is like up there.
What's the other 2? What's your other 2 top 5? I gotta know. What would be your other 2?
For the rest for the other 2? I don't know. Those have been my top 3 for the longest time. But let me think.
Okay, I'll let you think about it. Jamari, go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't ready.
All right. Mine is very weird. Well, some of them. One or 2.
No, it's not.
So my
I'll let you know if it's weird.
Oh, I don't care. For my 5th is Lawrence Fishburne, because this dude is such a fun character actor. He may not
it's a good one.
He may not be the star in a lot of things that he does, but he always comes on screen and he's interesting, whether it be from the stuff he did with Spike Lee, or when he shows up in The Matrix, when he's in Assault on Precinct 19, even on freaking Blackish. I've always found him interesting when he's on screen.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one.
One, I'm surprised. I'm kind of surprised you didn't have this one on. Number 4 is Jamie Foxx. And Jamie Foxx is another really good character actor. He can lead something. He probably should be a bigger star, simply because he's one of those people who can do comedic roles and he can do.
I mean, how much bigger of a star can he be?
I feel like he could. I honestly
he literally crosses like 3 different entertainment avenues.
Yeah, he's definitely a triple threat.
He's a triple threat in terms of talent, no question. But I almost feel like he's underrated. Number 3, and this was one of those I knew as soon as this came up, this was going to be on my list. Like you, Audrey Hepburn. My movie is Roman Holiday.
I love Roman Holiday. First of all, I love all of her movies. Okay, I have the collection, but Breakfast at Tiffany's is my favorite one. I love Roman Holiday. I love Sabrina. I love.
Have I seen Sabrina?
The original remake.
I might have seen the remake with
the original is great.
Hold on, I gotta look it up. It's another one that I love. I think they're like Robin Art or something. It's slipping my mind right now, but I love Audrey. But
if
anyway,
it wasn't Audrey, it was going to be Vivian Leigh on the strength of one movie alone, and that's Gone.
What movie? Oh, you know what? I've never seen Gone with the Wind.
I've never seen Gone with the Wind.
First and foremost, the crazy thing is if you ever go and watch Gone with the Wind and you'll see her, she plays Scarlett O'Hara. And then when I find out this woman is British, and I was like, what?
Right.
Buried the whole movie. But anyway, Audrey is the queen on this one. She's on there for 3. Number 2 is Al Pacino for a lot of the same reasons. The Godfather, he's incredible, even when it's in the substandard Godfather 3, but he kills it. He even can do funny stuff. And one of my favorite movies he's in, even though it's not his best, is Any Given Sunday.
I used to love Any Given Sunday. That is a great movie.
Still do.
Used to?
Well, I'm just saying I haven't seen it in years.
I was gonna say, I thought something might have,
No. It's just like, I just haven't seen it in a really long time. But when it came out, I used to watch it a lot. Willie Bean, man.
Go ahead. What's your number one? Before I say what I'm going to say.
My number one feels so cliche, but give me somebody with a IMDb that I'm going to like more, and it's Denzel.
Yeah.
You know who I forgot off the top of my list? And I could probably take who was my number 5? I could probably take Al Pacino off the top of my list for this person. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks
Definitely a good one. There's a couple of honorable mentions.
I could probably take Al Pacino off and put Tom Hanks on it. And
that's
I wouldn't
dope. I'm not taking him off. But I want to say this, and the people who watching can't see. I really love, Chad, how you wrote down their names. You didn't write down none of my names. And I've been paying attention. And I love Leonardo. He would be an honorable mention too. But you didn't write any. If I was going purely on just,
I didn't want to point it out.
I saw it as soon as Jamari started. I figured I went too fast, but still, they were the same names as Javon's name.
I was sitting there like, why is he not documented?
I'm like, he's not buddy. That's
like,
okay.
Right,
Kid,
maybe he's busy. I don't know. Hey, listen, chat.
I wrote mine down myself. Okay, I wrote mine.
Right. But I mean, we've done different topics. If you get a chance, you could everybody you go on visuallystoked.com. If you go to social and podcasts, you can see all of these podcasts plus the top 5. I'm not supposed to be saying the top 5
but then you say
I know. I'm working on it. I'm still It's so tough. It's tough. My wife told me to like pause, but then I don't want to be like
But as far as speaking, that's what I learned too. But to me, it's so awkward pause. But I did learn that as well. Instead of saying take a pause. Yeah.
Now did
listen
you
to your wife?
I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay.
Did you get a chance to watch the Janet Jackson documentary? No. Okay, so I won't talk about it because I wanted to.
I mean, I've had my girlfriends that's been talking about it, so I know what it's about. Obviously, I've been a Janet fan, but I just haven't had a chance to watch it because I was binge watching Ozark.
I haven't finished. I was watching Ozark the first season, and I was into it. And my wife was watching it with me, and it was one of those situations where it was like, I was like, all right, so if you're, I'll wait for you to watch it, and then after a while, like we got to near the end of the first season, and then for her, my wife will get tired of a show and just be like, all right, I don't care about this anymore.
Oh, I can never. I haven't finished it.
And for me, like the completest in me is like
must finish.
And it's so good, but it's so good. I know after the first 2 episodes, if I'm not gonna.
Well, she enjoyed. Like I think she enjoyed a little bit of it.
Good.
I think she enjoyed a little bit of it. She just
right now.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm going to go back and watch it.
You
But
should.
for me,
I'm going to go back and watch it because
it's
I
hard
feel
for me
like
to binge watch new stuff now.
Yeah,
I
see,
gotta pay
every time
attention.
somebody mentions a thing, and I'm just like, it's getting to the point it's anxiety. I said I want an app where I can log in, and if you want to recommend a thing, you can just put it on my list instead of people. You gotta watch this. Then I can just look at my list and go wipe and knock it off because
yeah.
I mean,
No,
right
it's
now
so, but it's so much good TV out now. So,
yeah.
and I'm like, I love binge watching. So it sucks that I don't have the time like I used to. Like during the pandemic, like I was binge watching everything. That's how I binge watched Ozark. I had never watched it before then, but I'm gonna go back and rewatch all the seasons. But I mean, it's so many good shows.
Yeah, it's
you're
tough
you're five from the last year.
My top 5 from the last year.
Yeah, it didn't have to come out last year. The last your top 5 you've watched recently.
Recently, within the year or within life.
Yeah, well, the most recent things that have stuck out to you.
Okay, well, like I said, I just finished Ozark. I'm really big on Power, so I'm watching all the Powers. I can't wait till Tommy comes out. So I've been watching Power. Yellow Jackets, which was really dope. It's a Showtime show.
You are the first
It was
black
really
person
good.
that has recommended it. I know of it, but I have yet to.
Look at Chad. Look at Chad.
He's on it.
He's on it. No, because you know what? I just love good television. I don't watch all black TV. Like I just love, but it's a really good show. Please, I watched Billions. You know what I'm saying? I was a big Game of Thrones fan before it ended. Big Game of Thrones fan. And like once it was over, me and my best friend went back and binge watched all the seasons again.
I actually just finished a binge watch. Well, now I'm almost done. Re-watching Insecure.
Yep, I loved Insecure.
It's a different perspective. Yeah. Like it's we. So I feel like, because we've all watched Insecure, and there's all the Team Lawrence and Team Issa and whose fault it was and everything. But when you watch them all like bunched together, like the way I perceived their relationship before, I didn't want them to be together. Yeah, I didn't think that they should end up together. But now, like rewatching it all within like a week and a half, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Y'all should be together.
Yeah. Oh, well, see, I felt that during the show, even though I did like her new boo, he was fine. But I did think I thought they should get back together. I was really mad that he got somebody pregnant, but that's life. But it's so much good TV. I love TV. Black Mafia Family, that was really good. Like 50 Cent is winning right now. I'm like anything 50 Cent is doing
how
right
is that man doing that right now?
Yeah.
I don't know, but he is winning. Okay, 50 Cent is winning. Like his shows are great. I love.
I didn't even finish Power. I'll tell you why I didn't finish Power. I'll tell you why.
No, absolutely not the new Tyler Perry.
I'm going to tell you why I didn't finish Power, and I've said this on another podcast. I said it on another podcast. When I found out, because I got spoiled on it, because you know how people are. They can't wait. They can't wait and allow people to watch movies, watch shows when they happen, or give me a week. Give me a week to watch an episode. Right. When I found out that this dude didn't get killed, the son. When I found out he didn't die, I was like, I don't need to see it. I don't care.
Oh, not only did he not die, he got his own show.
And I haven't watched that show. I can't.
So
he did such a good job.
To rebuke the show. Like I really did not want to watch the show. I was like, "Fuck you, Tyreek." But it's a good show.
One of my favorite.
I did not want to like it. But it is a really good show. Like it's about to be the season finale, I think. Wait, the season finale. It's the second season. The season finale. Did it just pass?
Chad
or is it one more?
Sunday. He said it's
okay. It's this Sunday. I can't remember because Tommy's show about to start too. I think that's next week. So this Sunday is the season finale, and I am all into it. It is so good. I'm looking forward to Tommy's show.
I mean, I've got a 3-year-old, so it's so hard for me to watch these type of shows.
Yeah, you gotta watch Coco Melon.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
What channel does that
That's
come
what
on?
all the kids watch. It's so crazy. I have a little niece, and like all the
He
babies love
watches
Coco
his
Melon.
iPad. He don't really watch cartoons like that. He goes through his iPad. But I don't want to watch like certain shows like in
As you
front of him.
shouldn't. Yeah,
Right.
no,
So
as you
like
shouldn't. But
I
when those
watch
come
sports.
on, he should be in bed anyway.
I watch sports. That's what I watch in front of him. I'm watching basketball or football, and then I can't binge watch while I'm working. I can't binge watch while I'm drawing because
But it's
I want to
also
pay
different
attention.
when it's different. It's different. Like, I mean, we do what our lives allow us to do. I don't have, it's sad for me because I don't get to watch TV like I used to. Like, I will watch on the weekends because I'm always at work. And then when I get off of work, I'm probably doing more work. And then,
Listen, between this podcast and the other podcast, plus my drawing, and then my 3-year-old who wants to play, like if the TV's on, like I said, it's either sports or it's something I've already seen, so I can listen and I know what's happening. But like new stuff, I got like 8 episodes of Grey's Anatomy from this season that I haven't watched.
I haven't seen Grey's Anatomy since Derek died. Like, I haven't watched it. I haven't
never
recovered.
watched it.
That's like years.
I can't.
You
I
might as
haven't
well just quit.
I did. I haven't watched it. I did quit.
You know who I love? My favorite Shonda Rhimes. My favorite Shonda Rhimes show of all time, even better than Grey's Anatomy, will always be How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh yeah.
That was her at her peak, to me.
Yeah.
Even like I don't, and I've heard about her new show on Netflix.
I was a Scandal
We
fan.
got 2 more.
Scandal
Chad
fell
is
off
ex,
when Scandal fell off when she got kidnapped.
The last season, I felt like it fell off. No, I felt like it fell off a little bit after Columbus Short got fired. But that was my show.
Yeah. Well, that was
kind
of.
It's funny when I have like the Facebook memories and it's like, oh, watching Scandal.
I see him all the time. So let's just do.
But I would still go back and rewatch that show, at least up to the point when I stopped watching it.
I was going to do it, but it's not.
Which one? Like Hulu, Scandal or How to Get Away?
I loved Scandal up to the point where she has her whole speech about her abortion because she was carrying what's his name's child. And that's about when when that happened. I was like,
yeah, I'm done. When she was being held captive, and I was just like, I
thought that was hilarious.
You had the president.
I enjoyed
the president was like going all out for. I was like, no, I'm done here.
Oh no, the world in the world of Scandal, the entire every terrorist organization, all they have to do is go after Olivia Pope, and they could have.
I was just like, this is
US because she was Olivia Pope.
No, it was too much. No. It was too much.
But it was fun. It was a fun show. I loved how ridiculous it was, but it was. I can deal. I am a huge fan of Over the Top, but that one it went from Over the Top to Olivia's insufferable. But I was always there for her father's rants.
He had the best monologue. First of all, Papa Pope has the best monologue ever. He's on a new show now. Other People's Money.
He's got a show?
I don't know. He's on another new show. Hold on, let me look it up. He's on a new show on.
I heard he's always working.
I started watching that show and it's not bad.
Actors and actresses on that show. The actress who played Millie, she was just a working actress who worked all the time, and then
she got a new show too. She got a new show too.
She blew up. It's funny you see those kind of people when they finally find the role. Bryan Cranston was a dude working from like 1981, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's Walter White.
Yeah, you never know when people get their break. You know what I'm saying? Like they can be in Our Kind of People. That's the name of the show.
Okay.
Our Kind of People, and it's on Fox.
I don't want to hold you all night because I know you're a working person. You only have so many hours in the day. Because we could talk music, we could talk movies and TV till the cows come home.
Forever. This was so fun, though.
I'm glad. But before we let you go, we usually do what I'm stoked about, what I'm not stoked about. But because I know you and I know you're a Patriots fan, and I know you're a Tom Brady fan.
Mm-hmm.
What I wasn't stoked about, Jamari can you can log off. I don't care. On this topic, you can log off. What I wasn't stoked about, of course, is the retirement of one Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. He's a hater. It's okay. He's a hater. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask
massive
you,
hater.
what was your favorite like Brady moment?
Any Super Bowl. I think the Atlanta Super Bowl was probably my favorite moment of all time. It was the best game ever in life, the best comeback ever in life. And it was just that thing of like, it's like he has a superpower. Like, y'all sleeping on Brady. Like, Atlanta got too comfortable and Brady was like laser focused. And the funny thing is, like, I've seen him play live. And this man is like a machine. Like, he doesn't greet the crowds. He's just laser super focused. And that Atlanta game, the best game I ever saw in my life. And it was funny because I've been living in Atlanta for so long. So I really was like on the fence. I haven't seen the Falcons win the Super Bowl since the 90s when I was last here. And that was so fun. We was doing Dirty Bird and everything. And my kids was raised here. So I was like, okay, whoever win, it would be great, you know? But then those Atlanta fans just started talking that mess and they just was being really rude. I was like, all right, whatever. And I almost gave up. But my friend Sue, she from Boston, she was like, I believe. When I tell you, and that game just turned around, I still can't believe it. But it was the best game ever. And I miss that dynamic of that team with Tom and Julian and Gronk. Like, they just was such a great team. And I will say this, and then I'll be done. I read his little speech or whatever he wrote, and I was really in my feelings that he did not mention the Patriots at all. I don't even care that he's with the Buccaneers. I feel like after 20 years, there needs to be some sort of acknowledgement. And I feel like after 20 years, he should have retired a Patriot. So that's really why I haven't been watching football, because I really was upset that he went to Tampa Bay when he should have just retired as a Patriot. I get him and Bill was having beef, but I just, dude, you know, like, them people don't appreciate you.
So my favorite Brady moment is the same one.
The best game ever.
Yeah. I'll tell the story.
I think the Seahawks Super Bowl was second after that, because that was a good one too.
So I'll tell my
Atlanta
Falcons Super Bowl story. My close friends know this. Chad knows this because Chad was there.
Oh, nice.
When the game was going on and the Patriots are getting stomped, I was just kind of like sitting there quiet. Like, I was saying that I had everybody around me, because everybody around me was a Patriots hater. No, that's not footage. You don't have footage from the Falcons Super Bowl, Chad. What are you talking about? You got footage from Seattle Super Bowl. And I'll tell that one real quick too. But anyway, so everybody's
that was my second best.
My boy Robert Simpson was yelling at me from across the room, talking trash. Everybody's talking trash. My daughter, I think it was Trinity. It might have been, I can't remember which one, but she put her hand on my leg. She was sitting right next to me, and it was hard because, you know, I could curse if I want to, and I really wanted to curse a lot during that game, but I couldn't because they were sitting right next to me. So my daughter puts her hand on my leg. She's like, "It's okay, Javon. Maybe next year." I was so inside
disrespected.
In my mind, I was like, okay, there's X amount of time, and they just need to score like 3 times. I
wasn't even thinking that, because I felt like they didn't show up to play, because I never had seen them play like that in the first half. Like, I was like, what is going on here? They didn't show up to play. I almost gave up. And it was really funny because it was a house divided. Like, my oldest son is a Falcons fan, and my youngest son is a Patriots fan, like his mama. So he went over his dad's house to watch the game, and Jalen came with me to my friend Sue's house, because every time the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, we go to my friend Sue's house, because she's from Boston. She do clam chowder. It's a whole spread. We have a good time. And Javon, his daddy, his stepmom, they was talking mess. Okay, mess. People were being very disrespectful.
I know it got
and
really
I feel
bad.
like that was my. I feel like that's why it's my favorite game too, because I really was trying to be nice, and I
I
had a lot of
had.
petty posts the next day. It was just the best
I didn't
thing
even do that.
ever.
I didn't even do
I
it.
did.
I
I
had
did. Because people was really rude. I had someone tell me to go back to the shithole part of the country I'm from. Like, it was intense. Yes.
Dang.
Yeah, I
Yes.
never get personal with my hatred of the Patriot, or at
You,
least
I don't
you
get
are
it.
lying.
Well,
You
fans?
are lying, Jamari.
well,
You are
fans,
lying.
no. Well,
You are a lie, Jamari.
I don't.
Jamari,
I fully
you
admit
get
I'm not a fan
real.
of
You
Boston.
get real rude about the Patriots. You talking to me now?
The Patriots
Right.
themselves, yes, absolutely.
Tom Brady too.
Tom. Oh, I've told. I
But
hope.
that's what I'm saying. People were getting like
Yes.
I was literally bombarded.
Yes,
with everybody
like,
around. But as
You was
the
being bullied.
organization,
You
as
probably
the
was being verbally attacked.
as the comeback started, like
like
those people got quieter and quieter and quieter, and I got louder. and
Look,
Louder and louder
Man.
and louder and louder.
People
One
were
of my
leaving.
friends who's a
People
Patriots fan,
started
I mean,
leaving.
Falcons fans, he bought fireworks. He couldn't do his fireworks.
I can't.
People started
express
leaving the
my
party. Like I'll
disdain.
never forget it. People started leaving. You can add, I'm telling you, Chad can vouch for me. People when they hit, when they tied it, people started leaving the party. Like all my friends got quiet, and as soon as they won, I was in everybody's face.
Oh
You couldn't
yeah,
say nothing
we're the best
to
shit
me.
talkers ever. Like
Chad knows. Chad knows.
No,
And then
I had
the
my friend
Seahawks
helped
won,
me. We
though.
did petty patty pose. We was talking all types of shit. I was doing it for days. Like I was like, okay, that's enough. Nope, because y'all was coming for me. Y'all was coming for
Oh,
me,
the
and
Seahawks
it
won,
was
though.
great.
The Seahawks
Mhm.
won. There's footage
Oh,
because I posted it on
is that the
Facebook.
footage that Chad has?
He might. I mean, I posted on Facebook, so
Oh,
it was like when they, when what's his name
Jamari.
does the circus catch, and I just was like, all right, we lost. And then this man,
And they thought they won, and Richard
Yep.
Sherman was like,
everybody in the room. I'm
But
always
remember that was
surrounded
like
by
a whole
haters.
meme. They made it a meme. It was the
I'm
best
always surrounded
ever.
by
I'm gonna
Patriots
miss
haters.
that. Like that was 20 years of
because
just
your
the
team's
best
evil.
game
I mean,
ever.
we got a decent team.
That's
So,
what it is.
but
It is what it
I
is.
do miss I miss
it's
the
fine.
domination.
It's fine.
I believe in dynasties. You know
I
what
didn't
I'm
watch
saying? I
football
believe
for
in
2
dynasties.
years.
Jamari was broken. Jamari was broken by that
I
Falcons Super Bowl.
Well, what was my saying after that? Because you tried to steal it, and I said you don't get to steal my saying.
What?
What was my saying?
I don't remember.
Football brings me no joy.
Oh, football.
I was
You're
right.
It did.
I'm sorry.
I didn't even call him. Like normally I would call Jamari,
No.
but that was the one game where I was like, I'm gonna leave him alone. But like they were even the celebrities, like Lil Bow Wow and T.I. and all of them, they got mad rude during that game. They got mad rude during that game.
All
But
I can say is
I lament the career. Did we lose LaQuanda? Is she? Oh, okay.
No, I was here. I could hear you, but y'all was frozen, so I just
That's
was
all
waiting.
right. I do lament the career of Brady. I don't really care if he didn't say goodbye to the Patriots fan. He said goodbye already.
I
He
don't
said
care.
goodbye already.
No.
There's a 10-part series. Of him. There's a
No.
10-part series of him
Is it?
basically
Well, I haven't
saying
seen
goodbye.
it yet. Well, I haven't seen
he
it
felt the
yet.
sting of Belichick beefing and all the other stuff. So it just showed it was the true
It
colors.
doesn't matter to
The
me.
true colors came out.
No, I just think he said goodbye already. He said his goodbye.
Can I share my favorite Brady moment?
Javon.
Go ahead.
No, you don't. No, you cannot because you don't have one.
Oh, I do.
No, you can't. No. Your favorite Brady moment is a bad Brady moment.
Let me finish this.
I have
Let me finish this. After 20 years, for me, of my dedication, like I have flown to see this man play. Okay, you don't retire and not mention the Patriots once. I don't care what you have on ESPN. You don't see what I'm talking about myself. That's why we can have our own opinions.
Yeah.
Because to me, I was like, dude, Tampa Bay hated you before you brought them a Super Bowl. These are fake fans that you have. They're not real fans like you have. And I get it. You can say thank you, but your whole entire farewell, whatever. I'm just gonna pause and wait because he better come back and say something else for the Patriots.
I'm pretty
later.
sure he gonna have a statue. I from what I understand, he's supposed to have.
He
a
probably
statue.
will, but you're
They
being
gonna have
too
a
nice in
statue
this
for him.
moment.
But once again, we miss. I will miss a league without Tom Brady is
A wonderful league.
Is weird.
It is weird.
You know what though? Can I be real with you? The people who hate Tom Brady, there are a lot of people who hate Tom Brady. When I say I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan, mind you, I'm a LeBron James fan of the man. I think he's a great man. He's a great individual man. But on the court, I've had to deal with him dominating the league for years. But when I say I'm tired of LeBron, oh, you's a hater. Y'all do the same thing with Tom Brady.
I personally think people don't like greatness. I think they don't want to see one person be great. And I feel like even as individuals, you're not going to dim your shine. You're not going to dim because people tired of you winning. Like that's why I got tired of hearing. I'm just tired of them winning.
You're absolutely right.
Okay,
I was tired.
People like, oh, it's boring. Oh, like somebody had posted like, oh, finally a Super Bowl without the Patriots in it. Okay, well, congratulations.
It's gonna be boring too.
You know,
it's gonna be
right.
Those
Super Bowls be the most boring Super Bowls. There's no action. There's no nothing. There's no excitement. It's womp womp. But it's like me. I'm like, why would y'all want this man to dim his light for y'all? Like he's not a great. He put in the work.
I'll flat out tell you, I'm jealous. And I will. Well, it has nothing to do with that.
That's a personal problem. I don't know. But it is. I don't get jealous at people for being great. Okay, if you great, you great. I'm not jealous of LeBron.
I was a Kobe fan, so I love greatness. I was a Kobe fan. I was a Michael Jordan fan. You know, like LeBron, cool. I'm not even like a big. You know, nobody to me blows me away.
It's great if those fan bases get to enjoy it, and I'm glad that they do.
I mean,
he did for 20 years.
You like being petty
for 20 years.
Do I like being petty? Petty keeps me alive sometimes. More so, God. But in all honesty,
all right, that's a great end note for us tonight. We appreciate LaQuanda. Stop it. We don't want to hear no more about
I really enjoy.
We don't want to hear nobody's Patriot hate. Let me do my closing and keep your Patriot hate to yourself. We appreciate LaQuanda for stop interrupting me. We appreciate LaQuanda for stopping by tonight. I've enjoyed this. We honestly
really had a good time.
I might have to have you back on when a big movie comes out.
I would love to.
When you have a project, if you have a big project that you're coming on, let me know. We can make it happen.
I will.
Now you told me you boo things with Hosea. How do you pronounce his name?
I didn't say boo things. I ain't say no boo things. I said we
know what I mean. Y'all BFF. You gotta get him on our show.
Who was my nicest? Oh,
you gotta get him on the show because I'm a fan of the game. I love the show. I love the game.
Did you see it just got renewed for another season?
I didn't get. It's on like Peacock now or something, right?
No, it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, I don't got Paramount Plus. I only got so many streaming services.
But
I'll figure out a way to watch it. Anywho, we appreciate
if you have Amazon, I feel like you can watch it on Amazon.
We tried. It didn't work.
I feel like it didn't work.
Yeah, but that's okay. But
we might have a conversation offline.
Huh? Yeah, we absolutely.
We might have to have a conversation offline. I might got something for you.
Hey now, come on now. I'm telling you, you put a bug in my ear. We gonna get this script, and I'm gonna send you a script. Once I get like 20 minutes to do something else. We definitely gonna work it out. And thank you so much for stopping by, guys. Listen. We can go on IMDb and find LaQuanda. You can find all her things, all her great projects that she's working on. Check her Instagram out. It's below right there. LQ. Everything.
You know what? Let me stop you real quick. So it's LQ. It's L, just L, like the letter L, but I spelled it out. LQ, just LQ.
LQ,
not Ella.
My bad.
Just LQ.
LQ.
Yeah.
LQ.
LQ everything.
And absolutely, hopefully she gets that Stockholm online so we can all watch it if she can at some point. I know how tough. I know what the music industry is like. Okay,
No, it's mine. I'll just make it. I'll just unprivate. Like I'll just take the password off.
But once again, thank you so much. You are welcome back anytime. All you gotta do is reach out to me. We can talk movies. We can do, we appreciate
Thank you for having
Very
me.
much appreciate
It was really
Every-
nice to meet you, Jamari. It was really nice. I think officially meeting you.
I know.
Javon.
Facebook friends for like
We've
ever.
been friends forever. It's crazy that we went to the
Forever.
same high school and everything. That's freaky.
That is crazy.
Thank you
Now
so
you're
much.
HVHS.
HVHS in the building. ATL is my second home, so y'all know that. But yes, thank you everyone who took the time to watch the show. I know we went a little longer, but that's all right. We love talking. And next week, we will have for the fans of Top 5 Live, I will have Morgan Iverson and Danny J. Quick on the show, and I will be interviewing them. I have promised to try not to be Top 5 Javon on that show. I will be a Stoked Podcast Javon. We'll see how long it goes. But yes, next Thursday, please show up again. And everyone have a great night. LaQuanda, thank you so much. Jamari, I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Take care.